Alrighty, you have bound your book and now you want to add some charms. If you haven't added them during the sewing process, that's fine. I'm going to show you a way to do it. So what you'll need is some thread, some scissors, a needle, and a charm. First step is to cut some thread. I'm using the wax thread I used to bind my book. I'm going to give myself extra thread so I can have some wiggle room when I put on my needle. First, I'm going to fold my thread over just like this. And this is wax thread, so the ends will kind of stick together. I'm going to pinch them together so they stick. And sometimes I get confused on this, but if you don't like the way it looks, you can flip-flop it. I'm going to go through the back of my charm and pull it. So there is a loop. It's coming through the back. And then I'm going to stick this through the loop. So see, and pull it. And then this becomes the front of my charm. I can adjust them, but this is what it looks like. You can just feed it through straight, but I like this. It gives it a little loop and it lets it dangle with the face showing a little bit better. Then I'm going to open up the thread. I need to decide where to stick it. And in this case, I'm going to, that's an extra thread from leftover from tying that one on. I'm going to stick him somewhere up in here. This is where I want him to go. And I'm going to figure out what page that is. And no, I don't want him right there. Oh, okay, so I'm going to use this one. What you're going to do is open up your book and you're going to find the gap between either the single pages or your folio, if you've done just single pages folded over, or your signatures. You're looking for the gap where the thread was tied. You're going to take your thread, and this is where you're going to use your needle, and you're going to stick it through one side. And if you have beeswax, you can smash it down a little bit so it goes through the eye of your needle better. Sometimes if it's fuzzy, you got to clip it off. Okay. If you just tie it on, it's going to wiggle all over the place. But you can do that if you want to. What I like to do is I figure out where I'm going to go, and I'm going to put my needle through one of the little loops of my threads, and you can see it. It's in one, it almost looks like a braid. It's going through the loop. I'm trying not to cut into my thread, but I'm going to stick it through. You can kind of see it right there. I'll get this one out of the way. If it doesn't work with one you want, go through another. And if you need to use a needle to pull apart the thread, you can. So I stick it through. And then I'm going to pull him. Oop, I got my thread. That's okay. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to stick it through the other side. And so I went through the loop where I sewed my signature. And I'm pulling my charm up however I want him. And then I'm going to stick this other side between my pages so they connect. What this does, it keeps your charm from wiggling between your signatures and from the inside to the outside of your book. So I'm sticking this thread through the gap. If you open up your book, whoop, I hit my camera. If you open up your book, you can pull it through, and then now you can tie it off. And in this case, you can see the other side of it. I am going to make a loop. I can take off my needle now. I don't need him anymore. And I can just tie it like I'm tying shoelaces. Except instead of doing a bow, I'm going to do a knot. You can leave the excess thread hanging because you might like that, or you can cut it off. There you go. And that is how I've been tying charms onto this one. In the very end, I'll go back and clip my thread. Like this one right here, I can clip him off. And this one I might leave. But that is how I've been tying charms on so they don't wiggle both inside and outside my book. Voila. Have fun with it. Charms are not necessary, but they are sure fun to play with. And you can even make them out of old earrings.